From elite global battles to youth supremacy, this video breaks down how Jamaica is taking over the women's 100-meter hurdles at every level.
It was a bit of a surprise, that one. And 12:33. Well, she's a 12:25 athlete at her best. That was at the US Championships. There is Nadina Visser. Visser, who is such a tried and tested performer, one of the few Europeans that can mix it with the best of the Americans. Kenny Harrison, former Olympic champion, 6th in the American Olympic trials, didn't even make the team for Paris. She was 3rd in her heat. Danielle Williams, semi-finalist in the Olympics, won her heat in 12:37, a season's best. Ackera Nugent, another Jamaican, along with Williams, they were in 4 and 5. Nugent won her heat in 12:30, a meeting record a couple of hours ago. Alicia Johnson, well, 2nd in the American Olympic trials. She was 7th in the Olympic final, 12:46 in her heat here. Grace Stark goes in lane 7. 5th in the Olympic Games, 2nd in Lausanne, really consistent form. She ran 12:38 in Lausanne, then 12:42 in her heat here a couple of hours ago. Samba Mayela, Sarina Samba Mayela, the Olympic silver medalist. That was the only medal for the French in track and field athletics at the Paris Games. She goes in lane 8, and Tonya Marshall there on the outside in lane 9. Marshall, who was 5th at the US Olympic trials, and just checking actually, this is her first meeting since the Olympic trials. Tonya Marshall, the 25-year-old. But look out here in particular for Massa Russell. She'll have been frustrated to have been 5th in her heat. She got through as a non-automatic qualifier to this from the 2 heats. She was the slowest of all of them, as they say, Hannah, with 12:56. But she is a 12:25 athlete. She's the fastest in the world this year. She's Olympic champion, and she's on the far side to right of picture in lane 1. Visser in 2. Kenny Harrison goes in 3. Danielle Williams of Jamaica 4. Ackera Nugent 5. Johnson in 6 for the USA. Stark 7. Samba Mayela of France 8. Marshall, nearest the camera there, in lane 9. Little twitch there, I thought, from Nugent in lane 5, but they're away well. There's not a lot in it at the moment. Going really well, though, is Nugent in 5. She's gradually forging her way into the lead here. Nugent, if she can hold it together these last couple of flights, and she does, wins it by the best fat end of a metre there. 12:27. Oh, my word. She's getting quicker. That is a new lifetime best. And 12:27, that puts her right up there in the top 10 all time. There's only a handful of women have gone quicker than that in history. And just looking for the wind reading on that one. And 12:27, the wind was up to 1.9 earlier on. Minus 0.5, wow. Turn that around, make it a little bit stronger. They don't want too strong a wind behind them, though, because it blows them into the barriers and upsets their stride pattern. And actually, if you're very, very fast over the barriers and in between the barriers, then maybe a little bit of a headwind is a good thing. It sort of holds you back a little bit from messing up your stride pattern. But 12:37. I thought 12:27 came up initially.
I think Nugent maybe hasn't got a timing chip on, because they're showing Grace Stark as the winner, and she was second. I was just trying to.
Thought I was going mad.
I'm really impressed by Nugent. We watched the heats earlier on, which she looked great, so it's no surprise she's running fast. But after that heat, she limped off. She had to take her shoes off straight away. She looked in a lot of pain. I was doubting whether we'd even see the Jamaican back out here in the final, and she's proved me wrong. She's come back and run even faster. That is a wonderful race from Nugent against a high-quality field.
Well, Ackera Nugent then, a meeting record in her heat, and improves it in the final. It's confirmed 12:29, that meeting record. It is a fabulous display of consistent sprint hurdling from the
14:51 clocking. Was in the final last year. Namia Caprice of Martinique, she's back there again.
Lots of fine French hurdlers come from the Caribbean, Martinique and Guadeloupe, and she's joined that line of succession.
Zaza France of Curacao goes in lane number 3. Has an outside shot of a medal, she'll feel. Keela Harewood of Barbados.
Look good in qualifying. Her country has produced a men's world champion, Ryan Brathwaite.
Fastest qualifier and the defending champion, Brianna Davidson of Jamaica.
Good starter, raced last night in the 4x1s, and though that team disqualified, she has gotten a taste of what it's like to be out here.
Here's the athlete who is fastest in the field on personal best, 13.16, qualified at 13.80, Kamoy Binga of Jamaica.
Maybe just about the favorite, a fine hurdle at full speed.
Sophia Swindle, U.S. Virgin Islands, goes in 7. And the Trinbagonian, Luis Gomez, goes in lane number 8.
USVI got a medal in this event last year through Michelle Smith. Already she's run the 4 hurdles, comes back later at 2 laps, 800 meters.
You would make the Jamaicans favorites. Could be a mad rush for the bronze medal if the race plays out how we expect it to. But this is track and field, and there's a reason we run the races.
Harewood looked pretty good in qualifying, but the heat winners, Binga and Davidson, looked the best.
2:35, Zaza Franz of Curacao in lane number 3. If she can put a good race together, has a real shot at a medal. Final of the under-17 girls 100-meter hurdles. First track final on the final day of CARIFTA 50. Davidson in 5, Binga in 6. The 2 Jamaicans favored here. Record 13.11, Crystal Morrison, another Jamaican, 2018.
Not safe. Binga has run 13.16 this season, and that some weeks ago, if she's peaked, that record could be caught.
As you pointed out, was not at the Jamaican High School Championship, so she comes in here fresh as well.
Which is a big factor for the Jamaican team this year. High power, high tension, high stress championship last week, and some of the athletes showing the stress and the effect of it.
Davidson ran the opening leg on Jamaica's under-17 sprint relay team last night.
Looked lively.
She sure did. They crossed the line first, but were later disqualified. The athletes get the command to head to their marks. Final of the under-17 girls 100-meter hurdles. Alfred, Caprice, France, Harewood, Davidson, Binga, Swindle, and Gomes. Off they go. Davidson, the defending champion, got up well. Binga starts to chase her. The 2 Jamaicans are already away from the rest. It's Davidson and Binga. Brianna Davidson defends her title brilliantly. Binga gets second, and the bronze medal goes to France of Curacao from lane 3. But the Jamaicans start brilliantly on the final afternoon of CARIFTA 50. And Brianna Davidson, a champion last year, is the champion again.
That's so nice. They used to be high school teammates, now at different schools, but when you put on that black, green, and gold, you're one team. Davidson wins, being a second, and the defending champions on a roll these last few days, and Davidson joins the ranks of them who retain their titles.
13:31 for Davidson, 13:51 for Binga, and France of Curacao takes third at 14:26. Told you she had a real shot at that bronze medal, and here's another look at it.
Binga on the left of the 2 Jamaicans, Davidson hurdling right beside her. The mistake by Binga coming up now, and the flawless defending champion flows away from her.
The women's 100-meter hurdles continues to prove that the Caribbean pipeline of talent is not just alive, it is evolving at every level. From the global spotlight of the Diamond League to the youth stage of the CARIFTA Games, Jamaican hurdlers are setting standards that force the rest of the world to respond. At the 2024 Diamond League meeting in Silesia, Ackera Nugent delivered a performance that felt like a declaration of arrival. Stopping the clock at 12.29 seconds, Nugent didn't just win, she dominated a field stacked with proven champions. Her execution between the barriers was sharp, efficient, and technically superior. The rhythm was controlled, the transitions clean, and her top-end speed after hurdle 8 created visible separation. Across from her stood Olympic gold medalist Masai Russell, who entered the meet as one of the season leaders. Yet Russell struggled in the earlier round and had to qualify on time, already signaling vulnerability. Veterans like Nadine Visser and Kendra Harrison brought experience, while Jamaica's own Danielle Williams added championship pedigree. But none could match Nugent's precision. This was not simply a victory over the United States, it was a technical masterclass that shifted the power balance in the event. Now contrast that with the under-17 final at the CARIFTA Games 2025 in Port of Spain. The stage was different, the athletes younger, but the dominance pattern looked familiar. Brianna Davidson, the defending champion, lined up with confidence and composure beyond her years. In lane 6 stood Kamoe Binger, the fastest entrant on paper with a 13.16 personal best. The anticipation centered on an internal Jamaican duel, not whether Jamaica would win, but which Jamaican would. The broader Caribbean presence added depth. Lou Alfred, Namia Capri, Zanza France, Keela Herwood, and Sophia Swindle represented a rising regional standard. Yet the race dynamic echoed Silesia: Jamaican rhythm, Jamaican aggression, Jamaican control. What makes the comparison compelling is not just nationality, it is technical continuity. Nugent's senior-level dominance reflects the same qualities seen in Davidson and Binger at youth level. Explosive starts, minimal clearance time over hurdles, and aggressive sprint mechanics between barriers. The system is clearly producing athletes who understand not only speed, but hurdle efficiency. At the elite level, Jamaica is challenging American supremacy. At the developmental level, Jamaica is reinforcing its future. The message across both competitions is clear. The women's 100-meter hurdles is entering a phase where Jamaican athletes are no longer outsiders chasing medals. They are the benchmark others must study, adapt to, and attempt to overcome.